All right, welcome to the first ever episode of Callicoders. Today, we're not actually going to look at code. We're going to take a look at the AWS architecture I put in place for a dashboard web app that I use to monitor usage levels of an iPhone app that I built. So first things first, let's take a look at the app itself and the dashboard and how they play together. All right, here is the iPhone app on the left, PUBG Matches, and the dashboard that I use to monitor usage for it on the right. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my Xbox username here and load the match data. And now I'm going to come over here in the dashboard and you're going to see it just went to one refresh in the last minute and my username showed up here as yet another refresh. And that's all the dashboard is. It just shows the refreshes in the last minute, 10 minutes, hour, and 24 hours, and then who were those people refreshing. So now to take a look at what's going on behind the scenes. The first thing that needs to happen is the app needs to request the match data. Now, PUBG has made available an API for developers such as myself to get that sort of data. So that's what we do. We send a GET request to the PUBG API asking it for the match data of a particular user. The API gets that data out of its database and responds to the app. The app can then render that match data on the app. There's a subsequent API call here that I use to get Twitch streamer data. It's basically if a Twitch streamer happened to kill you in a match, it'll show that, or if you killed them, it'll show that, but usually they kill you. So that call is made, it's not shown here, and then that Twitch streaming data is shown in the app as well. So that was all working great, but then I decided I wanted to see if anybody was actually using the app. Apple lets you see how many installs you've had, but not its usage levels. So to do that, I built a backend system using AWS. And how it works is after the app makes an API call to the match API, it makes a subsequent call to this API. And it passes along the user that made the match request and what time they made it. And that post API call then unpacks the relevant data and forwards it along to this AWS Lambda. Now, Lambdas are serverless functions, which are so handy. They're basically just a snippet of code that can be ran at any given time. But the beauty about them is you don't have to build an app for them to live in. You don't have to have a place for that app to live. You just have a snippet of code and you put it in your Lambda and you're ready to go. So the Lambda then forwards that data onto the database, and that's that. So after I made the changes to the app and redeployed it to the App Store, I was actually able to monitor usage levels using the DynamoDB console in AWS, but it's not a very pretty user interface. That's what prompted me to build the dashboard using React. And that's what I did. And just like the app, the dashboard needs to get its data using this API. So the dashboard sends a request. The API gets the request, triggers that same Lambda. The Lambda now has an if-else condition. If it was triggered from a post, write to the database. If it was triggered from a GET, read from the database. And it retrieves the data out of the database, sends it back to the API, and the API responds. And the dashboard is then able to render that data. And I was able to track the usage level in real time, always refreshing. Looking really good. So there you have it. That's what's going on behind the scenes between the dashboard and the iPhone app. I really love dashboards, and you can build them for just about anything you can dream up. An AWS cloud makes it so easy to build a scalable, dependable backend with very little effort. If you have any questions, comments, drop them below. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.